friends, welcome back to the Speechy Keen SLP podcast and YouTube channel, where we geek out about tech, telepractice, and all the ways innovation makes our lives a little easier, our work smoother, and our days a little bit more fun. I'm Tara, your tech-loving SLP, and today we're talking about a piece of tech that has me so excited to ditch my desk and take my workflow anywhere. Let's talk about Sightful's Spacetop G1, the world's first AR laptop that's not really a laptop. No screen, just a pair of smart glasses, a keyboard, and a massive virtual workspace that travels with you wherever you are, either at the kitchen table, hanging out at the park, or sitting in the car at pickup. If you've ever dreamed of packing up your entire office and bringing it with you without actually bringing everything around, this might be your new favorite thing. Stick around because we're about to geek out. So what is the Sightful Spacetop? So let's break it down. The Spacetop is what they're calling the first augmented reality laptop. And honestly, that title doesn't even do it justice. It's a whole new way of working. Instead of the traditional screen, you've got these sleek AR glasses paired with a compact keyboard and trackpad. But here's the kicker. When you put on these glasses, you're instantly transported to a 100-inch virtual desktop that only you can see. So wait, how big is 100 inches exactly? Imagine sitting in front of 3 massive monitors that you can flip any direction you need and stack all your applications so that you can see everything you need at a glance. I don't know about you, but opening and closing screens to copy and paste or reference different things slows me down drastically when I'm trying to work on my laptop. And instead of all those monitors taking up your desk or your backpack space, they're all floating right in front of you. No bulky setup or no extra gear, just a huge private portable workspace. And because there's no physical screen, no one can peek over your shoulder while you're working. Confidential reports, notes, or emails, all completely private, even in the middle of a busy cafe. No more awkwardly adjusting your laptop to block wandering eyes or squinting at a tiny screen while fighting for table space. With Spacetop, you get a distraction-free, immersive workspace anywhere you go, whether that's at home, on a plane, or in a crowded conference hall. So, how exactly does it work, though? The glasses themselves are made by X-Real, which is one of the leaders in AR optics. They're lightweight, super comfy, and project your entire workspace right in front of your eyes, wherever you are looking. And the glasses can be built with your prescription. So you aren't trying to balance these on top of your everyday glasses. So you can see everything with comfort at the forefront of the experience. And you control everything with that keyboard and trackpad. So no new systems to learn or figure out. So let's talk the specs, but don't worry, I'll try to keep it user-friendly. The Spacetop is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, which gives you smartphone-level efficiency, but it's designed for productivity. So you get like 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage, which is more than enough for all the web-based apps, documents, spreadsheets, and video calls you're managing day to day. And it's made for cloud-based workflows. So if you're living in Google Drive and Zoom and Canva or Trello, you're golden because it's no heavy downloads, no clunky software installs, just really smooth, fast multitasking without being chained to a traditional desk setup. So why should you care about this innovation? Now, okay, that's cool, but how does this help me, Tara? Let me tell you why I'm so jazzed about this for SLPs, educators, and let's be real, busy professionals in general. As I've said many times already, you can work anywhere, anytime. You could pull out the Spacetop and instantly have your entire virtual office. No more trying to type reports on your phone or cramming your laptop into your lap or in the passenger seat. And a super important feature for therapists is privacy on the go. The Spacetop's display is completely private. No one around you can see a thing. It's like having your own secret command center. And you don't have space to spread out all the time. And that means that this is no desk, no problem. You don't need a big workspace anymore. Just open the keyboard on your lap, pop in the glasses, and boom, you have a giant screen right in front of you, whether you're on your couch or sitting in one of those like tiny chairs at your kid's art class. And in today's busy world, you can choose to minimize distractions. The virtual screen floats wherever you want it. That means you can block out the background clutter and focus without getting sucked into the chaos around you. It's your own personal productivity bubble, no matter where you are. But that all sounds nice. What does this mean for how we work, really? Okay, here's where it gets exciting. As someone juggling telepractice, homeschooling, and community program leadership, I know how hard it is to find focused time if you lead an active life. Sometimes you're working at home, sometimes you're at an event, and sometimes you're trying to knock out admin work in the car while waiting for a practice to end. This week, I was trying to read printed out research articles at a picnic bench with 30-mile-per-hour winds. Spoiler alert, that didn't work out well. So, what are some real-life scenarios where I think Spacetop could come in clutch? Imagine writing reports while your kids are at swim practice. No more awkwardly balancing your laptop on your knees or battling glare from the sun. With your Spacetop, I could spread out all the documents, the research, the notes in a massive virtual workspace, all while still keeping an eye on the pool. Or let's start planning next week's sessions in the waiting room. Instead of juggling sticky notes and flipping between tabs on a tiny laptop screen, you can lay out your therapy plans, activity ideas, digital materials across multiple floating windows. No more squinting, no more frustration, just seamless, distraction-free prep time. What about IEP goals? On the train without worrying about privacy. We've all been there, hunched over a laptop, trying to angle the screen away from nosy commuters. But with a Spacetop, your entire workspace is invisible to everyone but you. So you can review the confidential student data, you can update the goals, you can fine-tune the progress report with total peace of mind. And if you travel a lot, imagine checking your email in an airport without sitting against a wall trying to avoid prying eyes. Gone are the days of strategically positioning yourself in the least crowded corner just to get some work done. Spacetop creates a personal, private bubble for your digital workspace, so you can read, reply, and organize your inbox anywhere without worrying about the wandering eyes. The flexibility potential is really incredible. It would let you reclaim all those tiny pockets of time in your day that normally go to waste because you can't set up your whole workstation on the fly. And I know this is all about productivity, what I'm talking about, but we don't all work 24/7. These could also be great for watching a movie while lying on your back in a hotel bed, or catching up on your favorite YouTube channel while waiting without needing to hold a small phone in front of your face, or even learning how to fix your bike while watching a video on how to fix your bike. So what's it like to actually use it? I'll be honest, using the Spacetop was kind of magical. I had been able to test it out at Showstoppers during CES in Las Vegas. You slip on these glasses and suddenly you have this huge display. Pretty much I jumped a little bit the first time I looked through the glasses. You can move windows around, resize them, reposition your workspace to exactly where you want. Up high, down low, off to the side. You're in control. Now, as somebody also who struggles with AR and VR because of motion sickness, I will say it was a little bit disorienting sometimes for me. They couldn't put my prescription into the glasses to test at CES because my prescription is so incredibly low, but my eyes are still really sensitive to having my glasses and not having my glasses. So it was really exciting to see and experience it. And it was still something that I think I'd have to develop some comfort with. I would have to practice with it and try it out to see how well it would actually work for me. But as somebody who leads a very dynamic life with a lot of travel, I'm going to let you in on a secret. I hate working on the go. One tiny laptop screen just isn't enough. It slows me down, forces me to constantly switch between tabs. It just makes me way less efficient. And even when I have a second screen hooked up, either using an espresso display or a Samsung tablet, it's just not enough screen space. And it's even more weight that I'm hauling around in my bag. Now, my office here has my dream setup. dimmable lights, 3 huge monitors, my stream deck. It's hardwired into super fast internet. But working in my office has its own challenges. I'm stuck at my desk, away from my family. And even with 3 monitors, I still run into efficiency issues. And one of my screens is currently dying a slow death. The green stripe down one side is starting to block my view. That's why I think Spacetop could be a total game changer. I could spread out my work across multiple screens anywhere without being tethered to a desk. That call for papers, the research I was just reading, it was for the American Speech Language and Hearing Association's call for papers, also known as Tara disappears into her office and forgets to eat week in our household. Drafting my proposals takes up a lot of space between my working docs, my research articles, my notes. I have past presentations that I'm referencing and past proposals I'm looking at, and even ASHA's convention requirements page up. Probably Netflix or Hulu too. Having all that open and visible at once on my laptop is not possible, but always being at my desk, also not possible. So this is a point where I imagine, what if I had the Spacetop? Whether I'm home or on the go, there'd be no more flipping between tabs or feeling boxed in. Hopefully it would be just an ultra productive, seamless workflow wherever I am. And since the glasses are transparent, you're still aware of your surroundings. You can kind of keep an eye on the kids, sip your tea, or answer someone's questions without having to take the glasses off and on. And that's because it's not VR, where you're completely cut off. It's AR, that augmented reality, which means your digital workspace kind of blends into the real world. But I think this is my favorite part of the demonstration, is if you need more focus in a very distracted spot, you can turn out this blackout privacy mode that you can turn on, and you can all you see is your desktop. Again, I adore when technology gives us options. Everything else goes dark, just your desktop. Distractions are gone. So who would I say this technology is actually for? If you're an SLP, an educator, probably a homeschool parent, or honestly anyone who needs a private, portable workspace, Spacetop really has the potential to be a solid fit. It's made for people who juggle a lot and need freedom from the desk life. And I really thought about therapists when I was trying this out, especially therapists who are mobile, who are driving to different sites, home health, EI, things like that, or even just ones who travel in general. But sometimes as a therapist, you just want to move between spaces without missing a beat. Now, this isn't just a laptop replacement. It could really be a workflow revolution if you really, really adopted it. So there's got to be a catch somewhere here, right? Here's the one downside. Now, I'm trying to always give you the real talk. Spacetop is still in its early release phase. Right now, it's available in really limited quantities, and the price point is definitely in the early adopter range, around $2,000 to $3,000, depending on which specs you go with. But if you're serious about working smarter and not harder, and you're ready to cut the cord from your traditional setup, this is something to watch. The tech is only going to get better, lighter, and more accessible. So, what are my final thoughts here? Are we ready to ditch the desk, ditch the clutter, and create a hands-free, distraction-free workspace anywhere we go? I'm definitely ready. I'm already imagining myself sitting at the park while my kids play, sipping my iced tea, and getting work done without lugging my laptop bag around, because it's always with me. The Spacetop is pretty close to the top of my wish list, and I would hope that I can make it work for me. In the next CES episode, we're going to get even deeper into accessibility innovations that made me cry. Happy tears. I promise these tools are making a massive difference for our clients and our work. Do you have questions or comments? Comment here or on Instagram at SpeechyKeenSLP. I love to talk all things SLP, tech, and telepractice. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Until next time, let's use tech to work smarter, not harder. Take what works, tweak what doesn't, and let's keep innovating for us and our clients.